All right, we're back for another episode of the Duck Call Room. Look, it means a lot that you guys have been supporting us here on the Duck Call Room channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe, hit the little notification button. What does it go, Johnny D? Oh, Si jumping the gun today. Ow. Perfect. But when we...
Sorry for yelling.
Hey, I'm
ears.
ringing them and dinging them today.
Oh,
He
here
just
we go.
Punched me really hard.
Well, when we hit 40,000 subscribers on the new channel, that's youtube.com/duckcallroom, all one word, one subscriber is going to win a 15-minute Zoom call with Uncle Si. So, Si, you probably didn't even know you were giving that away, but that's good. So 15 minutes with Si. All you have to do is subscribe to the new YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/duckcallroom. And leave a comment that mentions Uncle Si on any episode. So you can just say, I love Si. We love you, Si. Happy birthday, Si. Si, you're an idiot. We don't care what you say. Just mention Si, and you're entered. Then we're going to randomly select one. Once we hit 40,000, we'll announce the winner after we've hit 40,000. That's all you have to do. Anyway, that's a lot of to do.
You get to Zoom with Si?
Yeah.
Do you know how to Zoom?
Which, by extension, that means you're going to Zoom with John David, too.
I'm going to borrow somebody's hot car, and then we're going to zoom.
He going to zoom.
I don't know
440 Hemi boys.
Oh. But anyway, look, we're in the Duck Call Room, and I've been accused of calling people the wrong thing. But I think this time I can actually call it our first real guest, since Willie refused to be called a guest. We have my good buddy and professional bass angler in here, Jacob Wheeler.
What about it?
Who is very much known for that sound right there.
I was that little bell sound. A little ding ding.
I done told you if you ring it, I'm going to ding you. And if I ring it, I'm going to ding you.
Oh.
So you're going to get dinged, JD.
So there's dings all around.
So Van Dam's over at the Bass Fisherman's. Oh, that's the wrong man.
This is wrong guy.
I know. Jason Whitter, I know.
Jason.
Hey, that's right. Hey, I know who it is, boy.
Jacob
Wheeler.
It's
Well,
a J.
hey,
It's all
I got
close enough.
half of it right.
Or you can call him Wheels, J Wheels.
Wheels up, boys.
There you go.
With a czar spook.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Hey.
Now you know a few things.
Si likes a little topwater action.
hey.
So
Oh, yeah, mine was Devil Horse.
he's
The
a
big
devil
horse,
horse man.
The big one. And then I always took the little sissy hooks off of it and put me some sure enough three hook.
Dang, you actually got you.
Oh, no,
you dialed in a little bit,
Yeah.
tweaking that bait already, getting it ready to go.
Yep.
Get some big ones. There's some big ones around here in Louisiana now.
Oh,
I know y'all say, man, there's some big ones around this place.
They already know it. I told them, I think, last podcast. One year, I hooked 30 bass over 6. Anywhere from 6 to 15.
I thought that was one day.
No, it was a year.
No, it was a year. And I never.
6 to 15 pounds.
You know how many I got in the boat? Zip. They either stiffed the gears on the rod and the reel, they broke the rod, they broke the line, or they pulled me in a P-roll 1 mile from where I hooked him, and it was one little log and one limb on the bottom of that lake. And he pulled me 1 mile. That one weighed 15.
You're allowed to laugh, Jacob.
Yeah, you can laugh in the mic.
Jacob's
You're
like,
fine.
Hey, that's all right.
You can laugh.
We've blown out the ears of everybody that listens to this podcast.
Especially Si, because Si goes from here to here to
And then back.
and then back, and then Johnny D will chase him with the mic. So
That's right.
Jacob's over there holding his nose, trying not to laugh. I don't think he believes your story.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it's all
I
there.
don't really
but
care. Okay? This ain't for entertainment. This was a true life event for me.
That is a good.
so that biggin on the that got you on the log. What
Yep.
he ate a spinnerbait, right?
White willow leaf spinnerbait with a white skirt on it. And the dam had blew out on Corny Lake.
There it is.
And dropped it 4 foot, and all the cypress trees, all the root wads on them. He was under there splashing with his tail, knocking all the mosquitoes and bugs off, and then coming back and eating them. And I threw it past that cypress tree, and before he even clicked my bell, it was, I was like, uh-oh. And when I set the hook, it was just like hitting a log.
So being a professional fisherman, do you think that story checks out?
That's a pretty interesting story. I mean, I'm going to say you have a lot of details in that story, and I've seen some things on the water. I've never actually seen a bass knocking a tree knockers. I've seen some tree knockers in my day, but hey, around here in Louisiana, I can see it. I can see it. There's a chance. There's a chance it happens.
Oh, it happened. Trust me.
100%.
It made me sick in my stomach the whole day after that. Because he pulled me one mile.
How big was he, Si?
15 pounds.
15.
Look, hey,
We fact checked.
I'm looking at 8 inches.
Maybe.
And that's half of him sticking out of the water. He looked like a big whale come up when I was playing him. But no, I wasn't playing him. He was playing me.
I was about to say, who was playing who?
Oh,
on that
no.
call?
I thought I was playing him, but it was the other way around because he pulled me 1 solid mile.
How did you get back to where you were?
Oh, JD, it made me so sick after he hung up on that limb. I said, I got to know. And so I just started from right there and started paddling in a circle, getting bigger and bigger and bigger until I got right beside that big cypress tree where I hooked him. And then I looked over and said, good grief, that's a mile at least to that log.
It's a mile in a circle, man.
I said, you talking about pitiful.
What are you, a cartographer? How did you?
Hey, look here. There wasn't even a blade of grass on the bottom of the lake.
Clean.
There was one log and one limb on the log.
Did you get your spinnerbait back?
No, I broke it off. Wouldn't come loose. Oh, when he unhooked me, he unhooked me.
He tied you in a knot around.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
That rascal.
And I was looking and talking about, yep, that's a good spinnerbait. Yep, too bad.
I've had stories like that over the years, but not that crazy.
I
Oh, no, look.
That's a pretty good one, man.
I'm looking at eight inches of him.
8 inches, boys.
And I barely seen that fin on the middle one.
Gee, mini
Yeah.
Christmas.
He was he was a bull. Trust me. I've caught, my biggest one is 7 3/4, something like that. So I've caught some good bass.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But you've almost caught
But that one there,
some record bass.
that would have been the record.
What is the state record in Louisiana down here?
What we looked it up, like
Oh, boy.
1540 or something, or right at 16.
1596.
Yeah, right at 16.
I'm wanting to say
California is something like 24.
It's
Yeah,
that's
over
a
in
saltwater
something.
grouper.
Over
bass.
in
He was caught on a 1 pound trout looking stupid swimming bait.
A
Big
glide
giant swim bait.
1597.
1597.
Greg Wiggins, Caney Lake.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's in Cane Lake.
1994. So Jacob, you were 4.
Joe Diffie.
I was 5.
Go do it.
I was
Si
9.
Si was 65.
Watch it. I'll dope pop you again. I'm in that dope popping mood. I'm like a Purple Dale Walsh today, boy. I will pop you.
You have hit me a couple times.
You got that hummingbird shirt on. You ready to sting.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hey.
it'll be all right. Well,
Jake-
look, that's a pretty wild story. Jake, do you have a fish story about a biggin that did anything remotely
I just
close
noticed
to
your name's not anywhere on this record list.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
disappointed in.
But you know, it's sort of crazy. I've actually got my start here in Louisiana on one of my first big tournament win. I was 20 years old, and I won the All BFL American here in Cross Lake over here in Shreveport. So that was like, hey, Louisiana has a very soft place in my heart. It's one of my home away from home. It's sort of a pretty cool place. But I'll say one story. I'll try to make it pretty quick because this one, I'll tell you what, there was one story, and I was fishing for $500,000 in the Forest Wood Cup. $500,000, $500,000. And I was practicing, 2 weeks before this tournament, and I'm going actually up there to grab bite to eat. It was middle of the summer. I was on Lake Lanier in Georgia, and I look down there and I see this big bass. I'm like, oh, that's a big one. That's a really big fish. And it's like probably a 7-pounder, which is a really big one for this lake.
Yep.
7, 8 pounds, somewhere in there. So I see that fish there, and I'm like, okay, cool, just sort of mental check. And in the tournament, and in practice, the official practice, fast forward 14 days, I never went back to that location to see if that fish was still there. So this is day 2 of the tournament, day 3 of the tournament. I'm leading the tournament up by maybe a few pounds, and I'm fishing way far away, 50 miles away from this fish. And I'm like, man, I got to win this tournament. It's $500,000. So I run 50 miles straight to this fish. And I'm like, man, I hope he's there. I look up there, and I get up this walkway. What do you think? Sucker's sitting there. I'm like, there ain't no way. I ran 50 miles for this fish. There's no way.
That he's gonna be there.
There's no way. Yeah. 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And that nobody found him.
Well, that's true too. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man. I tell the camera, I said, this is a big one. I mean, a biggin. Okay, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'll be quiet. And I'm casting out there, and I throw a swim bait out there, and he looks at it like, huh. And about this time, a couple people out of this, it's actually like on the water boat dealership, they come out and say, man, he's fishing for Big Ed. He's fishing for Big Ed.
Oh, he done got a
He's
name.
got a name?
And I was like,
not only is this bass known, they've done named this.
There's a name this fish.
Yeah.
So this fish is sitting there, and I finally pick up a shaky head. I fire it out there. And he's like, man, there's probably, about this time, there's 10 people standing up there. And I'm firing out there about 10 more casts. There's about 15 people. And they're like, man, that's the guy who's leading the tournament.
So the pressure is on.
Oh, it's on.
He's after a Big Ed, boy.
About that time, tick. I'm like, oh, there he is. Zzz. And about that time, he going, zzz, goes take straight up underneath the dock. I'm talking straight. I'm jumping, all this stuff. I get him all the way to the boat. I'm reeling him up. They're all hollering, he's got him. And I'm like, I do got him. I do, actually. Believe it or not, I cannot believe this is actually happening. About that time, I get him next to the boat. Just throws a shaky head right at me, hits me right in the chest.
Oh. So inquiring minds have to know.
And then
that.
Then you can say, bye-bye, 500 grand.
Did you win the Derby?
I did win the tournament.
He did win it.
Okay.
I did win.
But Big Ed lives.
But Big Ed got away.
With no help.
Well, hey,
Well, Cross Lake, that's a good lake to fish.
Oh,
a lot of cypress trees.
Hammerhole.
Yeah.
well,
Absolute hammerhole.
That's good. I love the first section having 2 fish stories. And look, we're just getting started. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Yeah, the difference in mine, he may have had a name, but hey, he wasn't worth no 500 grand.
I got a question for you, though. You got a lot of tackle.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of tackle.
Tons.
And you're a professional fisherman, so that's like all your business tools. That's
Absolutely right.
So what if you had a way to keep all of that stuff organized? Because I've been in your garage. You don't.
I would need some of whatever that is.
He would need it, boy.
Because it's built with a lot of little bitty parts, much like running a business, and that's where NetSuite from Oracle comes in. If you're a business owner, you might be making running your business harder on yourself than necessary. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. It's time to upgrade to NetSuite. NetSuite will give you all the visibility and control you need over financials, inventory, e-commerce, and more. It even has the research on your customer to make sure that you're targeting the right people, and it's all in one place instantaneously. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/duck. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/duck. netsuite.com/duck.
What was that?
Oh, yeah, what was that duck
That's
again?
a duck.
That's a duck right there, y'all.
Right.
You got it.
Well, we're back from break, and look, we got our buddy in here, Jacob Wheeler, who stopped by on his way to Texas. What are you headed to Texas? You're headed to Texas for another MLF event, right?
Absolutely. Got to head to Lake Austin. Lake Travis in Austin. So Lake Travis. I fished there a couple times. Really pretty area of Texas. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that's good. No, I'll actually be joining you in Texas.
Absolutely.
So we're going over to celebrate Brittany's 30th birthday. So in case you didn't know, Jacob's wife, Alicia, is one of the best people on this earth. She's a friend everybody needs in their life. She's hilarious. So Brittany and Alicia, because me and Jacob are friends, became quick friends. Mm-hmm. So the girls want to get back together. Brittany's turning 30, and they're just going to have a good old time. I don't know.
I think it'll be good. Those two together, I don't know, though.
Yeah, I know. I talked to Swindle yesterday, and Swindle said, I got 2 words for you. I said, what's that, Swindle? He said, bail money. He said, you get them women together. He said, especially if you throw Kenzie in.
That ain't too good, boy. if the first thing you discuss is, hey, have you got the bail money? Maybe you shouldn't go on this vacation.
Well, 30's a big birthday these days, you know. Me and you spent yours in Vegas, and that was a good time. So we looked for Si everywhere, but no poker tables were open. So, you know,
We have a good time, man. I'm looking forward to it, J Mar. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good time. And I'll tell you what, it's gonna be. There's a lot of good stuff to do in Austin. Obviously, we have a tournament as well, but hey, I think we'll have a lot of fun in between it too.
We're gonna smash some sushi regardless. So
Hey,
that's gonna happen.
facts.
So, y'all didn't know that this guy's favorite meal is sushi, right? Fishes for a living. His favorite food, sushi. That's kind of.
It's raw fish.
Okay.
I'll take mine fried.
I'm
And it
with
would
this
be
fella.
mustard covered crappie.
Is that your favorite? So
That's
your
my
favorite
favorite,
fish?
yeah.
Mustard covered crappie.
Yep.
No,
By
mustard
far.
fried crappie.
Mustard covered. He said.
Yeah, but you got
don't
But it
know
has to be
you got-
fried first.
You got to roll it in mustard, then
Does this
roll it
man
in
not know
flour.
what mustard fried crappie
I have no
is?
idea what mustard fried crappie.
Oh no!
No, he,
Mustard.
Tell him about it, Si.
You'll throw the cornmeal out the back window.
Wait,
if you
what?
Yeah.
Here we
You'll
go.
throw the cornmeal out the back window and then fry it mustard and flour.
for the record, I haven't thrown the cornmeal out the window, but
Okay.
but I will say, Phil, Jace, Stone Willie have got the mustard fried down. They coat it
Hey.
in mustard, mix it all together with whatever, and
There's
then
a
they put
correct-
it in flour.
It's a correction on that.
What's that?
Correction.
Hey, I just was told this yesterday by Stone.
Yeah.
Dave cooks better fish than Phil, Willie, and Jace.
Who?
Who's Dave?
Dave, the guy
My
at
dad?
that's
Because he does.
teaching him jujitsu.
Oh, Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez.
I got you.
Yeah, he put some special. He put some special stuff on it, and Jay said, "Hey, Stone said it's the best fish he has ever eaten." Hey, I'm gonna pop you if you keep this up. Forget the bail. I'm gonna ring your bail.
But I mean,
Right.
so what's it like every time you go fishing? You just got to throw them back because that's not really the life we're about around here.
Yeah,
we're not about like.
that
We
why
ain't into catch and release. Hey,
that why-
we're in catch in and stink up some grease. Hey, that's the name of my game.
Well, you
boys.
know what's sort of cool is you go up north and like we'll catch bass, we'll release them, you know, and but like hey, you catch a few walleye in between there. I'll tell you another one that's low key, really really good from up north. Rock bass. Have you ever had a rock bass or a goggle eye or something like that? You ever heard about that?
Yeah.
Hey, that's actually really
Yeah,
good.
we call them goggle eye.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good.
But as you go up north, everything gets a little better, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Because the water's cold.
yeah, it's typically colder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like cold water. You're there up there in June, July, August. It's typically better. But I still, every once in a while, I got to slide out and catch me a handful of crappie. I love crappie fishing.
He just ain't no good at it.
I'm just not very good. That's why I have Justin here for it.
Well, the man he bass fishing for a living,
And he's really good at that.
and he's good at that.
really good at
Hey,
that.
the one he just won proves that.
Yeah.
I realized if I put my foot on the trolling motor too much crappie fishing, I don't catch as many. So that's why I have a lead foot on that trolling motor a lot of times, and I just keep on going, and I got to slow down.
I had a buddy of mine that he told me one day he fished Toledo Bend a lot. And he said, boy, I burnt 18 gallons of gas, the other day bass fishing. I said, you catch anything? He said, no. I said, you know what your problem is? He said, hey, I fished the pro circuit. I said, hey, look, I just, I'll give you a hint. I can tell you your problem. I said, if you burnt 18 gallons of gas, you need to shut the darn motor off there once in a while and fish. Even if you are on the pro circuit, dude. Shut the motor off.
Oh,
You get the bait wet.
It happens.
You ain't going to catch nothing if you ain't fishing.
Hey,
are
that's
you?
it. You got to fish, son.
How many gallons you burn a day?
In a practice period, typically 40 to 45 gallons. 35 to 45.
In a day?
Yeah.
I've watched you. You don't sit still very well.
I'm not very good at this sitting still thing.
I'm proud of you so far.
I'm doing pretty solid over here. I'm still wiggling trail a little
These
bit.
people watching, they notice. They think I do drugs. So you're in trouble.
No. I got to tell you this story since you said this. Okay.
Okay.
I can't afford a motor. Okay. So Phil gave me a Duracraft, 14-foot aluminum Duracraft.
You can afford a motor now.
No, well, I couldn't back then.
Okay.
But anyway, Phil gives me the boat. I got in the back of the pickup, go to Toledo Bend, pull up to the military landing, okay, slide it out of the back of the truck in the water, tie it up, go park my truck, come back, get in it. I got my paddle. I ain't got no trolling motor. Okay, and I start right there where everybody, they jumping in these big boats and they backing them in the water and cranking up these 450 Yamahas and all that stuff, and here they go shooting rooster tails. I go right around the point and catch about 40 bass, just fast as I can throw that the Rebel on top water. It's early in the morning. Just every time I throw it, twist it.
Popeye.
He's on a popeye.
Yeah. And then, hey, paddle back to the boat, bring my truck down, load it up, put my cooler in there, go to the house. Yeah. So there is saying, okay, I can understand it. Covering territory. You fish the spinnerbait a lot?
I throw a spinnerbait quite a bit. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the man I like to watch, Van Dam.
Hey, Kevin's the OG spinnerbait, crankbait.
No. Hey, he was down there on what, Lake Pontchartrain, I think, is where they had one of them big tournaments.
Yeah, he was.
And he strapped their rear end with a spinnerbait.
Yeah, that's a classic down there.
Oh, yeah. And he strapped him.
Yeah,
strapped him.
And I mean, it was like, what is that in weight? It's 4.5. What's that next in weight? It weighed 5.2. What? 6. Wow. He just kept upgrading, and he'd pull them, throw them away, and throw a 4-pounder away. So that's when it's nice. You just look to it, throw the 4-pounder away, boys.
Yeah, well, there ain't no doubt about that. But look, I that's something I want to get into a little more. Let's take a quick break, and we'll talk about Kevin and some of those things that happened back in the day on bass fishing. We'll be right back after this. Si, do you want to tell Jacob what he's been missing out on? Something that is backed by 35
years of research and development. Yep, I can tell him.
35 years.
What is it?
Omega XL, boys. If you got information, it don't mess around. It goes directly to the problem and gets rid of it.
Amen.
Take it over.
Take it over. Well,
take it to the house.
Take it to the house.
Well, you would think a guy like Jacob would like it because it comes from the pristine waters of New Zealand.
And he's into pristine waters.
He is.
Tennessee, but New Zealand.
It's a good thing. It's
better.
A good thing he doesn't live in New Zealand because there wouldn't be a green mussel left. He'd been done caught them all.
That's right.
And then we wouldn't have Omega XL to treat the inflammation. Look, pain relievers and topical rubs just mask the problem. Omega XL neutralizes the inflammation that causes painful, stiff joints and muscles. So, see, when you're out there getting your head beat in, like running St. Clair or something, I
need some of that.
You have to get you some Omega XL.
I need some of that.
We're going to help get you started. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle for free. Visit OmegaXL.com/duck. That's OmegaXL.com/duck or call 1-800-844-4888. That's 800-844-4888. Not one.
Two.
But two.
You can send me the food, boys.
There you go.
Boom,
more you run that bait by a bass.
Well, let me tell you something about
chances.
this boy here. He is I fished with him a lot. And I have finally figured out how to hold on to the deck of his boat with my feet. Because the first 5 or 6 times I fished with him, he has thrown me from one side to the other with that trolling motor. Because he's like, no, we got to go. But he don't say that. But I just
In other words, when he's got it, it'll jerk you. It'll jerk you off your feet.
I look at him, and when that hand goes for that bait and goes towards that rod, it's time to hold on because he's about to turn it towards the middle of the lake on 10 and go. So you better be quick. Get your stuff ready and get ready to roll because he's about to find. You know that little flat piece of metal that's behind an accelerator? Yeah. He's about to find that. He's gonna get all the way to it. Try to put his foot through the floor.
Listen, you only got so much time in a day.
That's exactly right. But look, Si, you were talking about Van Dam. And for those of you listening, so you may watch fishing, you may not. I love to watch fishing. I think a lot of y'all watch just because I put a little Instagram poll up, or questions we got for you. That's going to be our last segment today. Okay. But so there were a lot of those. But talking about Kevin, so Kevin is like the Tiger Woods of bass fishing. Kevin
like
made
a Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan even. Kevin made bass fishing cool.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
would say
you're like Steph Curry. Like, it's like we kind of like you can shoot so well, but Michael Jordan was way cooler.
But, you know, when he said that about the bait, I just remember the classic on Pontchartrain. You know, the spinnerbait was always hitting the water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just a blur.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other time he just, you know, and then that's about the way he was fishing. And every now and then it would be, yeah, okay, put in a 5-pounder, put him in the cooler.
Well, Kevin Kevin brought it to a new stage where you could finally make a living bass fishing.
Yeah, I think there was a progression that happened. Rick Clun was an OG as well. I would say that I would put up there as one of the best of all time ever to hold the rod and reel. Still is fishing and has won a tournament in the last 2 tournaments in the last 5 years. So shout out to Rick Clun. But yeah, Kevin in the '90s. There's no doubt. When I was growing up watching Kevin, and you were seeing the Edmund Evers and the Mike, you know, and Ike and Ellie's and those guys and Skeet Reese's catch all them big fish. It was just at that point in time, TV had, you know, really hit real hard. A lot of people are starting to watch bass fishing a little bit, and Kevin really was he was ahead of the game. That was the thing. He was ahead of his time. He knew things. He learned things. He was able to cover water faster than others, and he had a style. Where you look at like the Denny Browers and the Tommy Biffles back in the day, where you're pitching and flipping and slowing down.
Roland Martin,
absolutely.
Bill Daintz.
Them guys, and those guys were slow, methodical. Kevin took a different approach, and he was, hey, if I can put my bait in front of 300 bass in the day,
I'm gonna beat you.
Yes, I'm gonna beat you flipping. You might put your position, but I'm gonna ultimately get more bites. And that's what it came down to. And he's been most successful probably bass fisherman in the history of the sport.
Back on baits, though. No.
I love it.
He's going fishing this afternoon.
No, because he said he don't have a favorite bait.
Yeah,
In one way, I understand that because you got to have a lot in your arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have
You really do. Okay, especially with the talent. Okay, that y'all are going up against. Okay, but I just because I mean that devil horse.
I can't get off that devil.
No, I'm serious. Because if you throw that and get 10 bites, one of them's going to be a big one.
Yeah,
that's guaranteed. If 10 bass hit that devil horse, one of them's going to be 6 or better.
So I think what you're saying, though, is basically Si is saying a devil horse is a bait he's got a lot of confidence in. Maybe not the favorite.
Okay.
Which bait?
Maybe the best producer.
You got to catch a bass this afternoon. What are you going to tie on?
It all depends on the time of year. So technically, I mean, I love from a little boy when I was out there fishing. I love throwing a topwater bait, very much so like a devil's horse, a buzz bait, a skitter pop, a skitter walk, whatever. That is hands down to this day. There's nothing like seeing a bass
more exciting.
Coming out of the water.
More exciting.
I mean, just straight, shark. Yeah. I mean, you know, dun.
It's like the music starts. What was shark? Here he comes.
It's awesome. I mean, a frog's unreal. So yeah, I mean, if I had one bait that if I could just go down the bank fast and efficiently, and I think that's a buzz bait's my favorite. You hear that dang buzzing sound? They go up there and eat it. Oh, there ain't nothing better.
I see. You asked me to tie one on. Go catch a bass this evening. You know what I'm going to tie.
Hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
which is a vibrating jig or chatterbait. I already know this. Someone going to love throwing a chatterbait. He reeled chatterbait around for days.
Oh, 100% I was. So I looked at it. He said, how does this thing work? I said, I don't know, but every fish in America loves him.
Hey, I've done got whooped up by J Mart a couple times on that hoo-hoo.
Corny Lake while hung that big bass.
Yeah.
I would be leaving when the sun's going down. Okay, it's getting dark. A guy would be pulling up, older man, would be pulling up back in his boat in. And I looked in his tackle box. He was fooling with it, fixed a tie on the bait. He had one color and one color only.
Black.
And he fished at night.
Yeah.
Everything he had in his tackle box, I couldn't get over it. I said, wait a minute. Everything in there is black. He said, yeah. He said, I don't fish in the daylight hours. And like when he come out the morning time, if you was there and seen what he had in his cooler, you'd say, good grief, maybe I ought to buy me a bunch of black baits.
That sucker better had a whole bunch of mosquito repellent too.
You
You ain't kidding.
Ooh, yeah.
Lord.
So all the years you guys have been down here. Now, Si, you've been down here a lot. And Jay, Martin, Justin, you've been down here as well. I mean, obviously, you guys you fish a lot of times to get out here on the water. You guys duck hunt on the water. You fish on the water. Now, this is the thing. I want to know because like now you think of like all right, you think in Scotland there's the legend of the lake, the Loch Ness monster. Is there a legend in Louisiana for like that? Like a
He's sitting right here.
The only
I
legend
mean, a
we
lake
got
monster. Is that a lake?
hey,
a lake monster?
He's
Hey,
the monster from
Toledo
the water.
Bend probably got the Loch Ness monster.
You think so?
Okay, in the bass, because look, I had a buddy of mine, he was into stripers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he would troll for stripers.
Careful.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I started to say something else. But anyway, teal season's open, blue wing teal. So I said, hey, look, drop me off on an island. I'm going to throw out 6 decoys, kill me 4 blue wing teal. And then come back and pick me up after daylight,
And he
So-
was fishing?
Oh, yeah, he's out fishing,
That's just fun.
So, hey, daylight, here comes 2, and I kill them 2. Here comes 2 more, kill them 2, and I'm done. So I keep hearing this giant splash, So I've done, I'm waiting on him to come pick me up. So I start walking around the island I'm on, Then I get on the backside. I kept hearing the splash, finally I see a splash over, in some stick-ups along the bank. Well, next thing I look, and here's a 2-pound crappie come out of the water. And then behind that 2-pound crappie is about a 14-pound bass. Okay, and look, he looked like he was that deep. Okay, when he was
Way bigger than 8
Yeah.
inches. So.
yeah. I mean, he was a bull. But anyway, as soon as the guy comes on and picks me up, I said, hey, look, since you're in the trolling, I don't know if you can do it over there along that tree line over yonder near the bank. I said, but you need to go over there and fish. I said, because there's a bass over it weighs about 14 pounds. I said, he was trying to eat a 2-pound crappie, and he had a 27-pound striper, in his live well.
Gee,
So this guy could, he could fish.
So that's the Loch Ness bass in
Toledo Bend.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got some bulls over
Yeah,
there.
shortly thereafter, a black panther walked down the bank and grabbed him. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
caught him
craziest
in
thing.
midair, boys. And then ate the whole sucker. And licked his lips and then swam away.
Underwater.
You got to watch out for the Black Panther.
No, on top of water. Hey, don't give me those telling stories.
Golly.
This is the episode Si was born for. Hey, Si,
Fish stories?
tell us a few fishing stories.
Well, no, because this was things that interested me.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
They're not things that happen, though. They're just things that interest you.
Well, no, because, hey, the man's got a tough life.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you go fish for a living, try to make your living at it.
No, I wouldn't be able to do
Well,
that.
I was just saying. That's why I said the man's got a tough life.
No, his family
Well,
opted for the other end. They sell stuff to the people trying to fish for a
Because
living.
Everything depends
We're
on,
trying to get all you suckers that think you're as good as
everything
him.
depends on what how
Electric
good he
chicken,
does-
baby.
How good he does this, and then the net. Yeah.
That was nice.
No, ain't no nets
You
allowed.
got all the dang moves over there.
Yeah.
Just like
Now
that.
he's out of breath. Now he's winded. Look, Si's winded after
I
that.
got excited.
I can tell.
Hey, you get to pulling these big bass in, boy, you'll get excited.
Real or fake. I like it.
And
Hey.
especially when you got $500,000 riding on, dude. Can you get him in the boat?
I don't want that pressure in my life.
No, I don't either. I get enough pressure whenever I fish with him trying to beat him. I'd be like, hey, all you need is one more to beat him. Nah,
I'd like to-
backlash.
I'd
and-
like to fish with him. Next time he's in town fishing, invite me.
You
We'll
wanna
slide back through.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I'm going to strap him.
I guarantee.
I'll take that bet.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He
a
said he'll
YouTube
put his
video
money
will be
on to
coming
that.
soon.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. I've played this cat in just about everything you can play him in. I got one thing I can consistently beat him in.
What's that?
Topgolf.
Yeah, whoop me.
Yeah.
Straight, but not that short game. I don't. Yeah, you probably can.
Well, is
Yeah.
this on? Is this
Well,
on the?
You can beat me on that driver.
Is this on the Nintendo game or for real?
No,
No,
like
it's Top Golf.
Oh, okay.
Golfing
okay.
like, you know.
it's like a driving range with
Okay.
with
okay.
scoreboards.
That's
on
my
it.
kind of golf.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
horrible
give me,
at golf.
give me a
horrible.
give me a bucket of balls
Scale
and
of
a
1 to
driver.
10.
Si's a great coach if you need any help learning how to golf.
Yeah.
Or fish.
Si, can you hit a golf ball?
Not very good.
But he can
probably
teach
does.
you. But he can teach you how to
But
play.
I can tell you what you're doing wrong.
Hey, that's fair enough.
He's a coach. But swing
I
coach.
need it.
I told that to Jason. Jay said, Hey, I play golf 5 days a week. How long you been playing? I said, I've never played the game. I said, but just because I don't play the game don't mean I can't coach you to become better at it.
So if you're looking for a fishing coach,
right.
I bet he could help you there too.
Oh, I've already learned a few things.
He's
I've
already
learned a few things.
He's already learned. Turn the motor off and keep the bait in the water. Okay, that's the key to bass
Actually, a
fishing.
really good tip.
That is a good tip.
A pretty good one.
Next
That's a
time
good
the
tip.
MLF stops by Corny Lake, you know who to call.
Oh no, hey, you ought to go up there and fish it. He's still up there. And you can give him the name if you catch him.
50 years old.
That's right, 50 years old, boy.
Oh Lord. Well, let's
He's
take
got a long white beard.
well, let's take another break. We'll be right back after this. So look, you've got a second child on the way.
I do.
You got life insurance?
I do.
There you go. Look,
I need some more though.
I've got life insurance. You do want to take care of your woman. Look, I can tell you this.
100%.
Whenever I
kids.
was doing the life insurance, that mess, when they brought you in there and they had everything like, here's, pay this, you get this. It was all a hassle. Well, look, Policy Genius is a website to get rid of all of that. All in minutes, you can work out how much coverage you need, compare quotes, and find the best price. Their licensed agents work for you, not the insurance company, so there's zero hassle. If you hit any speed bumps during the application process, Policy Genius will take care of everything. That kind of service has earned them a 5-star rating across thousands of reviews on Trustpilot and Google. Policy Genius can promise that you won't leave their website feeling like a fool. You could save 50% or more by comparing life insurance quotes and feel good knowing that if something happens, your loved ones will be taken care of. Go to policygenius.com to get started. Policy Genius, when it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right. Anyway, look, you spend most of your time on the road, which, God bless your wife. You have a 2-year-old?
2-year-old.
2-year-old at home. Olivia, who is one of the funniest 2-year-olds you'll ever run into. She's
not missing any personality.
She got the energy of her daddy and the attitude of her mama.
Oh, boy.
So
Yeah,
you
so
walk up to her now, she just look at you and say, go away.
That's the truth.
Go away.
That's right. Get lost.
Yeah, go away.
Go away.
But look, y'all, so I guess we can break the news here.
Break the news. First ever.
Look,
What are we breaking?
well, he's wearing blue.
Wearing blue.
Uh-oh.
They've
Blue.
got a little boy
A little boy on the way.
on the way.
Oh,
So,
look at
well,
no way.
congratulations.
look
Thank
at
you
it.
very much. Hey,
I'm not going to hit you because of that.
That one was appropriate.
that was a very much
I'll let
appropriate.
you ring the bell for that.
That was a very
Oh,
appropriate
That's
deal.
right.
That's funny.
A
No,
boy.
but number two, another little Jacob Wheeler in this world.
Late October, man. Right before, man, it's gonna be cool, man.
Right before duck season.
right before duck season, before deer season. It's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Late October.
I'm pretty pumped up, man. I'm not gonna lie. I
Cold
have a little girl.
January in Tennessee.
It snowed in.
All right. It's a family show,
Yeah.
people.
Oh, Lord.
That's
But
awesome.
you do spend a lot of time on the road. You said your trip down here was pretty interesting. What happened on your way down to here to Texas? What you been dealing with all day?
You know, this is the deal, y'all. I travel all over the country. I get to have a lot of fun, but the thing is, things tend to happen some point in time throughout the year. Just you have things, you have good things happen, you have tough things that happen. So I'm driving down here, and I said, it's just a typical day. And the other day, I'm just gonna set this up. Like, the other day, I was driving back home from a tournament, and a big rock came up, crushed my windshield. Like it was like a big, I had to get my windshield replaced. So I got that replaced. That stuff happens all the time. You're on the road all the time. I feel like I'm a glorified truck driver sometimes. We travel so much. So, and we're driving, and I look back, and I'm like, man, my boat's bouncing, like my front of my boat. And in your trailer where you have the roller on the right on your boat, well. Just happened coming through Mississippi. I hit. I was just going over this bridge, and sure enough, I saw it bouncing, come off the side, and it literally broke that roller, gone, and it's cutting into the fiberglass the whole time.
Holes in boats aren't good.
That is, it's a good
No
deal.
matter your profession. It's on a
So,
boat. You don't want a hole in it.
Yeah, what's the price tag on this thing?
It's right around $80,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting there like,
This is not a good thing.
no, it's not a good one. It was not.
But he won that tournament. So
But fortunately, I was really close to an academy. Stopped in an academy, grabbed another roller, and I have a little fiberglass damage, but we got one. We got it ready to get down here and be able to hang out with y'all.
Well, what? But that's not all. 'Cause
Okay.
human error played a part. Wait till you hear this next
I did not want to
Wait
talk
till you hear
about
this
this
next
one.
part.
I left that. That's why I skipped past that
Look,
part.
our fans love when we show that we're human like them too and screw up. So what happened once you left and got that on there? This
Okay,
is
so
even
I
better.
was in like Pearl or like right around that area, like right around what's the name of that lake right there?
Ross Barnett.
Ross Barnett. So academy right there. Grabbed the
people-
roller. I rolled the Ross Barnett because I had to drop my boat in the water. I had to drop my boat in the water so I could actually get to the roller where I could put the roller on because it was like the boat moved forward. Well, I'm rushing to come down. I'm like, whatever. I put everything on. I I hook it up and everything's good to go. The roller looks good. I go back to the back of the boat and I lock in and put all I put everything on the motor, make sure everything's good to go there. And I jump the truck and I start driving. And I'm driving. And about an hour in, I look back and it's bouncing again. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I jump out and I forgot to put the straps on the back. But this is even better. The front strap broke. So now there's nothing holding the boat on going 75 miles an hour down the interstate. And I'm like,
Look at this. Your boat's just sitting on a trailer, just
literally. Well, the only thing was there was a safety strap that was locked in because that one broke. The front one broke, and the main strap broke in the front. And so basically, there's a safety strap and no other straps. There's one little strap.
Well, I don't know if you've heard about us and our good friends from Mississippi. We're not very good at making roads. So you're very lucky.
At least along this I-20 portion.
Yowzers.
Now I understand why he don't like I-20.
No, that's the thing. I-20, man.
His boat was almost just sitting in the middle of it.
Oh. If I would have been in Shreveport, Louisiana, I bet you this has happened several times. If you would have drove in Shreveport and you started going across the Red River and you hit one of them potholes, my boat would have been straight down into the Red River.
Into the river.
I'd have never been.
You know
seen
what my
again.
favorite part of you is? When you describe where you're at, you don't know what city. You're like, some city, and then he says whatever lake that was. I have no idea. You just,
Well, hey,
all
look.
geography's by lakes
It's
for you.
all by
That's his
lake.
life.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
That's why I said it was my favorite part about him.
And not only that, he's accident prone. Okay. He's not a good traveling companion. Okay.
If you only knew.
When he
Golly.
says, "Oh, these things just happen
Oh, then add all
to
that.
me,"
It's always picking on me.
Oh no, we've had, but we've had some fun. But look, as outdoorsmen for the most part, I think I can speak for us all. We're all pretty dadgum rough on equipment.
No doubt.
Like you are too.
oh,
so
hey,
don't you even?
the Robertsons are known for babying equipment.
Nah,
Baby in
out loud.
it.
not at all.
I mean, we just, good grief. I mean, kid gloves. We handle this stuff with kid gloves, and it's always breaking down for some reason.
Phil had that Traco down there about 2 weeks before the windshield just shattered on it, and it's like.
And
Phil,
then it just caught fire one day.
Yeah, and then it just accidentally caught fire one
Yeah,
time.
just actually caught fire and burned up.
Oh, I'm
But the windshield got busted first.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
He
thought
didn't.
that's where you're going with the massive structure fire in the middle of the
Oh,
west.
yeah.
Nah, just the
Yeah.
windshield.
Well, that at least he actually had some hours on it whenever he had a structure fire. The windshield, he had about 3 hours on it, and it's gone. Like, he's like, well,
I mean, that
whatever.
happens, though. You're going to have things happen. When you're
If you
traveling around.
use the equipment,
No, that's
this
what
kind of stuff
It
happens.
happens.
That's what I was telling you. I used to be the one that uses all the equipment, and it was always breaking down. So Phil said, "Golly, man, every time you get on it, you break something on it." And I said, "Hey, look, yeah, because I'm the only one that gets on it and does work with it."
Gosh, there was
So
actually.
yeah, it breaks down.
That's an excellent argument, by the way.
Oh,
That makes a
geez.
lot of sense. You're a smart man.
That's unbelievable.
Guarantee. Well, look, we got our last segment. What you got over there?
All right.
Go ahead.
I still want to answer my question that I asked earlier, and you said we're going to get to that later
What?
Okay.
Which one?
about what's the biggest
Oh,
bass.
that's what's coming.
We're
That's-
going to get to
well,
that
hey.
later.
He was
Well,
making
let's-
sure. He
well,
was
let's get
making
it on.
sure.
Well, let's take one final break. Let's take one final break, and then we're
Do
gonna.
we have to?
Yeah, we do
Okay,
actually, because somebody's got to pay for this thing unless
Oh,
you
okay.
want to.
All right.
So,
All right.
Hey, look at our
Oh,
guests.
okay.
Yeah.
We got a big budget today. We
yeah,
gotta
big
get
spend
some
today.
commercials
So,
in.
yeah, let's take one final break, and we're gonna ask all the questions that everybody wants
I
to
was
know.
just thinking, that JD, don't bother me with the details of big budget and all that. I ain't got time.
We ain't got no budget.
All right. Normally, this segment of the show, Jacob, is reserved for our email inbox, but today we're doing something a little different. I let everybody know we were going to have a guest on, so I put on Instagram for them to ask J. Wills a question. So let's answer size first, because it's also a very popular question from our fans.
What's the biggest one, boys?
What's the biggest bass you've caught?
The biggest bass I have caught, I actually thought it was an alligator, believe it, when I hooked it. It was an absolute unbelievable. I flip into this mat. And
That's in the monster class.
This is a big one. Okay,
Yeah,
it was
right.
a big one. So I pitch into this mat, and I set the hook, and it doesn't move. And then when it starts pulling, it goes. I couldn't even hold on. It about pulled the rod out of my hand, and the boat's moving pretty fast. It's moving the boat, and I'm like, gosh, this thing's big, and it comes out of this mat and jumps. Oh my gosh, I thought it was 20 pounder. And it comes all the way to the boat, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I grab him, and I weigh him 1238. 1238 was the biggest one. But I would have swore if that fish got out, it was a 20-pounder. It was at least a state record.
Tell me, that was in a tournament, and of course you won it.
It was not in a tournament.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
Well, following that up,
That's pitiful.
Where were you?
I was in Florida in that one. The biggest one I've caught in a tournament, I've caught a 10-pounder last year, and I did get big bass, and I did win it. So I've caught 4 fish over 10 in my life, and that was the biggest 1238.
1238.
I actually weighed it the first time. I think I put it on Instagram like 1230 or 2027, and then it weighed bigger a little bit.
No wonder you thought he was alligator.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
I got a big old tail. He had a
If
tail.
he's pulling a big old bass boat, he's a bull.
Yeah.
I mean,
Either that or he's on steroids. One of the two, boys.
And he
Or
caught
maybe both.
He caught a 10-pounder last year on Chickamauga, and that spot has had 7 boats on it since
Today.
every day.
Today.
Since
Somebody's sitting there right now.
right
not just
now,
one.
watching this.
Not just one. There's
right.
a few of them
Hey.
sitting there. So,
What's up?
what if you're sitting at the
flotilla,
Chester
boys.
Frost area, then
Yeah.
listening to this and enjoy it. Smile.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's another good one that I think's kind of. What is the strangest thing you've ever caught? Beer cans, turtles, things like that. That comes from Hank.
The strangest.
From Tank?
Sure, let's go with
Oh,
Tank.
is he from Oklahoma?
I don't know.
I got a buddy named Tank from Oklahoma.
Man, there's been a lot of days. I mean, it's so many things that you've caught. But I would say, I've caught a full rod and reel before. Full rod and reel, like rigged up, ready to roll. That was completely good to go.
I was with
I've caught,
Godwin. That's funny. I was with Godwin. We were trolling for crappie through a bunch of stumps, and he forgot to set the drag on his reel. So it got hung up. We weren't really paying attention. Phew, rod went out of the boat. Well, we just turned across where we just went, and we caught the rod. Trolling back through it. We
got
caught
back.
Godwin's rod and got our rod back. Got it
Well,
unhung.
there you go.
All right, I'll tell you the craziest thing I've caught. This is facts. Craziest thing I've caught. I was in downtown Indianapolis, and I see this bag down there, and I look down there. I intentionally caught it. I catch this bag. I'm reeling it up. It's heavy. And I'm like, the water's real clean in the river. And I get it up there, and I'm like, what the heck is this thing? I open it up, and there's towels. And I'm like, what the heck? And it's heavy. I open it up. 2 guns in there.
That were tossed in the
44
river?
Tossed in the river.
Are you kidding me?
No joke. They gave it to police. Yeah, but it was like, 2 guns thrown off the bridge, landed right there.
Huh.
Facts. That's the craziest thing I've caught.
244 Magnum, boys.
44.
The most
Magnum.
powerful handgun in the world. Make you move, punk.
I like this one. This person said, I just want to thank professional fishermen for not letting politics get into their sport. So there you go.
Well,
you got that.
Yep.
Trey wants to know, what is the biggest obstacle for young anglers when wanting to become a professional?
I would say the biggest obstacle in life, is deciding you truly want to do something and having the work ethic to do it. The problem is, see, in America, we have so many opportunities to be successful no matter what we want to do. And I see a lot of people that try to make excuses of why they can't do something instead of figuring out ways they can. So I would say to him and everybody out there watching, that's the biggest thing. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to do things. You have to work hard. But if you truly want something, you have to have that work ethic and you have to work hard. And I mean, I'm telling you right now.
It's not going to be given to you.
It's not going to be given to you.
That'll-
Absolutely not.
That'll preach right there, Pastor.
Guaranteed.
Well, no.
Guaranteed.
No, because what he's saying is that's what's wrong with America today.
Yeah, 100%.
Instead of putting in the time, okay, to make it work, they're always saying, "Well, it's your fault." It's everybody's fault except the man that decided that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. My dad told me growing up, and he always made it to where we knew it as kids. He said, "This world doesn't owe you a thing. It doesn't owe you nothing. It owes you what you put into it." He said, "And as long as you put into it, you'll get out of it."
Well, I was just going to say, whatever you put into it, that's how much you're going to get out of it.
Yeah. So he said, it only owes you what you put in. He said, if you put in nothing, you get nothing.
I love that.
No matter how much, whatever you put in is what you'll get out of it. So
It's facts.
Well, that's just common sense, okay?
It used to be.
You see someone that
True.
is good, okay? Hey, he's done the time.
Yeah. It
It's
ain't
like
luck.
the deal about, hey, if you do the crime, you better be prepared to do the time, boys.
Amen. I will say, after spending a lot of time on the water with this guy, it's incredible. It's incredible. Your work ethic is enviable, I guess is the right.
Yeah, I appreciate
you work your butt off. Don't let anybody take that from you. Because I mean, you call me in the middle of December. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm just idling around, just looking for stuff.
It's hard, man. When you can't turn it off, though, you cannot.
I'm
You
like,
cannot.
but you live on that lake. What else do you need to idle? Like,
It's like
you
it might have
know
dropped in.
every square inch of Chickamauga. What else? What are you looking for?
Another pebble might have been moved somewhere different because the current got strong. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Right.
make sure all the pebbles are in the right places. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a good one from J Man. This one's gonna be good. How much money a year do you spend on tackle?
That is a good one.
J-Man, eventually you're so good, people just give it to you.
No, but look at my boy here.
He's got a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Have you heard of the Honey
he
Hole
wished
Tackle
that.
Shop on North 7th Street?
Alicia, my wife, if she's listening right now, can you please turn this off right at this moment?
That's right. Yeah, my wife does not
Rick?
need to hear this.
Cut it
Yeah.
off. So it varies. It varies, but I would say I'll tell you the most. I don't even know if I can say this.
Okay, let's change it. What's the most expensive lure you own?
I would say a $500 swim bait is probably the most expensive swim bait I have.
What?
$500.
Yeah,
Why would-
500.
Just
500.
does it
JD.
catch golden fish?
I've never caught a bass on it.
What are you catching on it?
I just think it looks pretty, you know. Just it's sort of like
Whales?
Yeah.
Is this like
Hey,
a decorative
that-
piece for your
That's
home?
what he's hoping for.
You're not fishing with it. You're not throwing this in the water, are you?
I mean, I've thrown a couple casts with. Yeah, absolutely. I
like
last
in a
week.
we pool.
Okay, a week. No.
Not like in an uncontrolled
No, this
pond.
is in a lake where you
100%.
can lose it, JD.
Yeah, like this is you got to understand. We were fishing a tournament last week. It was called Heavy Hitters. Big Fish pays $50,000 for the knockout round, and then $100,000 for Big Fish in the final round. So I had to make a few casts with them, hoping that
So you're like, hey, $500.
$500, $100,000, pretty good investment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you think about it.
Well,
Did it work?
It did not.
I don't think
Hey.
it was worth it.
You don't know.
Martin complains about them jackhammers
no.
being 17. At my dad's store, we got them all behind the counter. You can't even hold them until you buy them.
let's just
And
look.
this dude got $500 baits.
I know. Let's
Martin, I'm nervous.
let's
Just thinking about casting it.
we just have to compare tax brackets, and we'll see why 17 equals 500. It's fine. It's not a big
Ladies
deal.
and gentlemen, I've been to MLF.com today. I've seen the career winnings. He's doing all right for himself.
Oh, Lord have mercy. But
well, hey, here's the deal. Common sense. Bigger bait, bigger fish, right?
there you go.
That's a very good point. Yeah. Most of the time, not all the time, but yeah, it does tend to attract a bigger fish. Yeah.
You know what my favorite bait is? A live one.
A live one?
A shiner.
Shiners,
cricket.
crickets,
A cricket,
worms.
a shiner.
So, look, okay, I'm going to close with this one. Me and Brittany get in an argument about this all the time. The thing that floats on top of the water called like a strike indicator. I don't want to give you any inkling to what I call it. What's that thing called?
A bobber.
No, it's not called a bobber.
A cork.
It's a cork.
It's not a cork. You go into the. I mean, it depends. There are some corks and there's bobbers.
Oh no, there's old school. It's a cork.
Well, if there's a cork and there's a bobber, there's two. You got the one like the bobber that has the deal through there, and then I feel like a cork is when you put it through. So like you have like, and then you have like a cork is when you actually put it through the
line
cork
through versus a clip-on.
Yeah, clip-on. Clip-on's a bobber.
Okay.
You actually thread it through.
I just call them all corks.
They're not all corks. No,
Now,
you got a bobber and a cork.
is made of cork, and a bobber is that red and white thing.
Plastic.
Yeah.
Plastic.
But you have to clip it on. I don't
Piece
think
of
it's
junk.
cork. I don't.
Piece
Do you
of junk.
clip on
Cork's like
Si,
actual
it's
cork.
a cork.
A
ain't it?
cork is
I've
a cork.
said bobber a lot,
cork's a cork?
but I've said cork a lot
Look,
too.
ask anybody that drinks out of a jug. You got to have a cork to put back in it, boys.
Well, look, Jacob, we've had a blast sitting down
Hey,
chatting.
thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
I've
man.
enjoyed it.
Appreciate
I
you
really have.
stopping by.
I
And
have
I've actually learned something.
I have two.
Yeah.
That makes two of us.
Come back anytime. Look, we always close with a Bible verse, so we're going to flip it to Johnny D. Let him close us out and send us home.
I know where it is. It's Matthew 4:19, but I want to read a little around it. So I had to pull it
Well, it
up.
better
He
be
touched my.
good.
It's gonna be
Well,
good
hey,
because
it better be.
my man Jesus knew a little about fishing too.
Oh, hey, there you go.
All right,
I like
Matthew
it.
4:18 through 20. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter, may have heard of him, and his brother Andrew.
Yep, heard of him too.
Heard of him too. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. And Jesus said, "Come, follow me, and I will send you out to fish for people."
Right.
At once they left their nets and followed him. Hey, fishing's awesome. We all love it. It's, provided some money for some of us. It's provided a lot of fun for all of us. But most importantly, we're going to fish for people and
right.
bring them to heaven.
Be
with us.
fishermen of men.
Fishers of men.
There we go. Thank
And
you.
hey,
Oh,
and we thank the Creator for creating them.
Because they
Guaranteed.
taste delicious. Jacob,
Right.
I'm sorry you throw them back and don't eat them. But they are. They're very good. That's what Jesus did. He fed 5,000 people with them.
well, just a couple.
Right.
With just two. And you're
Three.
If Jacob Wheeler would have been there, Jesus would be like, anybody hungry? And he's like, I had two, but I put them back in the water. Sorry, Jesus.
You'd have ruined the whole day. All right, we're out. Appreciate y'all.
Right.
See y'all.